Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Yes, we are checking out another amazing video by Elly Productions. Yes, guys, I know I'm on Elly Productions lately. It is what it is. I'm getting all these recommendations and I have to make sure I check them out. Okay, this one is about the Odyssey of Daniel Hemric. I don't know who that is, but by the end of the video, I'm sure I'm going to be very, very familiar with this person. Let's jump right in.
Why do you race?
I
it's
don't.
a question that has many answers.
I wish I would.
You could race because you want to be famous, or just because you need the money.
I just want to drive
fast. You could
fast.
also race because you're retired, rich, and bored, or just because it runs in the family.
Guys, I would not mind that other option right there because I'm rich and bored. Oh, that would be the dream life. Imagine I have no. Let me not get into it, guys, because I might digress for too long.
Everyone's motivations are different, but if you ask most drivers, they'd probably have just one simple answer.
Is it worth the risk to keep on going?
Sure, to win.
To win, not just to go fast.
I mean, it seems pretty obvious. You race to win the race. It's the goal of any race car driver. But what if you didn't win? Then what? How do you find success and fame without victory lane? In most cases, that answer is just as simple. You don't. But in 2021, in an era that emphasized winning above all else, one driver proved that to be the best, you don't have to win week in and week out. Hell, you don't even have to do it on occasion. Sometimes all it takes to make history is one win.
What? Okay. What? He only won one race ever?
Like
Okay,
most
that's crazy.
NASCAR stars, Hemric started driving long before he got his license. At age 5, he cut his teeth at the Concord Speedway, amassing 11 race wins and a track championship before moving on to Bandoleros.
That's so cool.
By the time he was 16, he would make the move to Legends cars, winning back-to-back pro championships. Then, in 2009, he would win 60 out of the 80 races he started.
What? 60 out of 80 is absolutely insane. How the hell does one win that many races? That's crazy.
Meaning that every 4 races he competed in, he would win 3 of them. Then
That's
in
crazy.
2010, he would win the Legends Million at Charlotte Motor Speedway, beating over 300 other drivers and receiving the largest payout in Legends car history. At a CRA championship
wow.
in 2012, drivers and receiving the largest payout in Legends car history.
That's a lot of money, yo. How old was he then? Winning 250K? Whew. Wait, is that tax-free? Because I know America, your taxes is crazy. So maybe not that much.
At a CRA championship in 2012 and Blizzard, Southern Super, and Summer Shootout championships in 2013, and you've got yourself one hell of a prospect. But even the best falter from time to time, and Hemric's Achilles heel would be the ambitious move to NASCAR.
Problems for Daniel Hemric.
He wasn't ready.
He finished 32nd in his first truck race, suffering mechanical issues early on. But he'd redeem himself with a 13th place finish at Phoenix, and in the following season a 12th place finish at Homestead. His first full season would come in 2015, when he raced for NTS Motorsports and finished the year with 13 top 10s, 4 top 5s, and a 7th place points finish.
Not bad at
Respectable,
all.
but not much compared to the following year, where his first big break would come from the now flourishing BKR, where he would collect 17 top 10s, 11 top 5s, and one up the previous year with a 6th place points finish.
Progress.
But despite finishing 3rd 7 times and 2nd twice, he just couldn't find his way to victory. But as of right now, it didn't matter, because in 2017, he would take the next big step to stardom. Richard Childress announced that Daniel Hemric would drive his 21 car, a number that has a rich history with both parties. And while the season would bear some fruit, with 16 top 10s, 7 top 5s, a pole at Richmond, and a spot in the championship 4,
It's moving up
victory
still.
would continue to elude him. But Hemric wasn't ready to give up, actually the opposite. He would sign on again for the 2018 season, running the full Xfinity schedule and 2 Cup races, seeing the long-awaited return of the number 8 to NASCAR's top series.
Just gonna put it out there. Don't tell me it's gonna not win a single race, but still manage to win the championship with not winning. Just being consistent and being up there, getting like the 2nd place, 3rd place, 4th place, or wherever, gets him enough points to win. That would be insane.
The Cup starts were pretty blasé, but the Xfinity Series would see his standout performance. 23 top 10s, 16 top 5s, 4 poles, and another Championship 4 appearance where he would finish the season in 3rd. And yet, despite the unwavering consistency, proving himself to be one of the best drivers in the field, he still, for the life of him, could not win a damn race.
Goddamn,
he finished on the
that's so
podium
sad.
12 times, and still not once did he reach the top step. And people were becoming skeptical, but Childress, still seeing his potential, would give him one final shot, this time taking the final step to NASCAR's Premier Series.
Is it because he's won all the races he can win in his life when he was younger? 60 out of 80 races is absolutely insane. So maybe all the wins is already out. You know, you don't need to win more.
Daniel will be driving the Richard Childress Racing number 31 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 in 2019.
He would end up driving the 8, but still, this was it. A chance to finally prove himself against the best of the best.
Went from
So how
31
did
to
it
8.
go?
Nice.
Well, that ruined everything.
Caution has come out, and it was the 8 of Daniel Hemric.
Riding along with Denny Hamlin.
Get low, still green.
Oh.
I'll tell you what still drives me crazy with this NASCAR is the paint scheme that keeps changing. Because there I was used to seeing him in gold, and then suddenly it was blue, and then I think it might have changed again. How do you guys keep up with all these color changes? Or just look for the at least the numbers are huge, so you can spot the numbers. But for me, I'll go back color first, then number, based on Formula One. But now it's like I have to rewire my brain and just look for the numbers, you know, because it could be red, could be yellow, could be green, could be anything.
Abysmal, god-awful, appalling,
Like, look, it's green,
lamentable,
this one.
atrocious, pathetic. 2 top 10s, 1 top 5, and a surprise pole at Kansas, which would end in disaster anyway. He finished 170 points behind his teammate
Look, it's white,
Austin
some
Dillon,
black now.
and the Rookie of the Year award just felt like a consolation prize, as he only had to get it with a 25th place points finish, the lowest finish for the award since the Startin' Park days. And when Tyler Reddick went on to show what that team could really do, things didn't look good. At this point, Childress had run out of patience.
It's not
And so
looking
for
good, bro.
2020, things didn't look good. At this point, Childress had run out of patience, and so for 2020, Hemric would be relegated back to the Xfinity Series on a part-time schedule with Junior Motorsports.
So that does happen. I did ask that question a few reacts ago, whether people can go back to the junior rankings, and I thought maybe that might be impossible because once you get to the higher league, you don't want to really go back. But I guess because NASCAR, even the people in the top still go back and race in those series, so probably makes sense.
And although he'd pad his stats with 12 top 10s and 7 top 5s, it seemed like his career was crashing down around him, and all he could do was hope that someone, anyone, could help him pick
That's
up
a big
the pieces.
crash.
On the other side of the garage, Joe Gibbs was having problems of his own, as Riley Herbst would take one of the most successful cars in series history and beat the ever-living hell out of it.
I want you to go back out on that track.
Man, he
and
messed
hit
that
the
car
pace
up.
car. Hit the pace car? Hit the pace car! What for?
Fuck you, you fucking dick!
Needless to say, they'd be looking for a new driver, and it just so happened that a series veteran was looking for a ride. As I've talked about before, second chances in racing don't come often, and he wasn't going to let this one slip. With a flashy, bright orange paint scheme, he was about to put everyone back on notice. But little did he know that his magnum opus would come at the crossroads of the craziest Xfinity Series season of all time.
I was gonna say that looks like a Toyota Supra, the MK. What is that? MK5 Supra? Is this 5 or 6? I don't know. The latest version of Supras, because yeah, why is there Toyota in the stock car of America? I thought it was all American cars, not Japanese cars.
I'm not sure anyone expected this year to go so hard, as it would kick off with the reigning champ winning the season opener at Daytona, and the following week he almost did it again, if not for an 18-year-old making his first ever start, collecting his first ever win. Up to this point, Hemric's finishes were 9th, 3rd, and another 3rd at Homestead, where Myatt Snider would win and Tyler Reddick would be DQ'd. But the following week at Vegas looked like his best shot yet, as he would lead more laps than anyone else on the day.
Damn.
But on the final restart, his teammate forgot what the green flag means, and it would result in his first runner-up of the year, trailing the Dinger, who would pick up his first win of his first full-time season. But that's alright, because there's still a whole season left, and he would have the best seat in the house to start the following race at Phoenix, where once again he would run a solid race, but would end up with nothing to show for it, as Jeff Burton did his best Valtteri Bottas impression into Turn 1. Hemric would backslide to 23rd, while Austin Cindric would pick up his second win of the year in one of the most disgusting paint schemes I've ever seen. The following race at Atlanta would be the first where it seemed like Hemric just didn't have it, struggling to stay in the top 10 all day. But he would still make the highlight reel thanks to a poorly coordinated pit stop.
Oh man!
So it looks like Daniel was trying to come around the car.
Whoa.
And feeling it out.
No, crashing in the
Didn't have
pit
the
stop
rear
here.
bumper cam, I guess.
Apparently, Gragson didn't just strike his car, but also struck a nerve. And as Justin Allgaier celebrated on the front stretch, Karma would catch Noah by the neck.
It's pretty wild there. Hey, you ever
Is this COVID time as well?
He's not happy and Noah's
Oh!
swinging.
Oh, it bumped them with.
Wow.
Oh
The heat
my
would continue to
gosh.
rise into Martinsville, as Gragson and Hemric would battle all the way to the line, but were helpless to stop the short track ace Josh Berry, who would pick up his very first win.
Sorry, I got distracted by that fight because and they're supposed to be keeping a distance from each other, you know, 2 meters and whatnot. And these guys are out here throwing blows. And yeah, they missed a few shots there, but it's understandable. Yeah, let's go back a bit. So this guy is not having the best time at all. Bro, I feel so bad for him as well.
All the way to the line, but were helpless to stop the short track ace Josh Berry, who would pick up his very first win. A trend that would continue into Talladega, where Jeb Burton would also collect his first win. And next up was Darlington, where Hemric would finish 5th and Junior Motorsports would take a storybook 1-2 finish with the paint schemes of Dale Sr. and Dale Jr. Then came Dover, where despite starting on the pole, Hemric would be forced to settle for 9th and once again lose to the Clown Car.
Wow.
Follow that up with a 29th at Coda, a 28th at Charlotte, and a 12th at Mid-Ohio, and you might be wondering if this guy's even good enough to make the playoffs. Well, in Austin, he was running 4th until a mechanical problem forced him onto pit road with just 8 laps remaining. Then in Charlotte, he led 105 laps and set himself up for a banger restart, until he lost it and took out the Super Mega car. And then at Mid-Ohio, well, I don't really have much to say for that one, he just had an off day. But once again, the doubters would be disputed, as Hemric would return to form with a stellar 4th place run in Texas. The only problem was that the 54 won. Again, and again, and again, and again for Kyle Busch's 100th victory at Nashville. It's a Herculean feat, but one that also puts a damper on the team, because at this point, none of the other 3 cars had won a race, and as the season carried forward, it became apparent that none of them were going to. Not as long as Kyle Busch was on track, and even when he wasn't, drivers like Ty Gibbs, Christopher Bell, and even Martin Truex had it covered. No matter who the driver, that 54 was bad fast, and the other Gibbs drivers had to do whatever they could to hold it at bay.
And a push
Crash it out, bro.
Contact made.
Take him out.
Slides up, trying to save it. He's into the
Oh man, this guy's so unlucky. He'd be there like leading the laps, and then something would just happen and then send him off, man. Oh, gosh.
Keep going.
Hemric trying to save it, but that first win isn't going to happen today.
After leading late in the race with just 6 laps to go, defeat would once again be snatched from the jaws of victory.
Punted out.
And the usually unapologetic Kyle Busch would go on to say this in his interview.
Great day for our 54 car, but the 18 was better and deserved this win, so I'm sorry to Daniel and those guys.
He pushed him off, right? He's the one that pushed him in the ass. Oh, that's rubbing salt on the wound right there.
It was a major gut punch for Hemric, but he could still take some solace in a 3rd place finish the following week at Loudon. But at this point, all eyes were on the points battle between Austin Cindric and AJ Allmendinger, which was getting tighter and tighter and tighter, all the way up until the regular season finale at Bristol, where the battle would be settled in just 2 laps.
A great restart of the outside. The 7 of Allgaier right on the bumper, the 22, but the 16 battles back.
Here comes Allmendinger. It's Cindric and Allmendinger into 3 and 4. Allmendinger up the racetrack. They make contact. 3 wide for the lead. 1 lap to go. Here comes Allgaier on the inside. They go up the racetrack. Allmendinger back.
I'm looking for 18 if he's going to get involved.
The lead. More contact behind him. The race for the win. Through 3 and 4. Allmendinger, Cindric, side by side.
Oh wow, sideways across the line is crazy.
I cannot believe what I just saw.
Oh my god.
This never happens. I'm speechless. That's unbelievable. That was wild. Unbelievable.
All I can say is Bristol. Like, that's all it's about. Like, you don't want to come down like that for the regular season, but it's the way it's going to be, and I expect it to happen hopefully in Phoenix as well.
Lost in all of this
Wow.
was Daniel Hemric, who restarted 4th and fell back to 10th. But thankfully, he still made the playoffs, and now it was time to chase a championship. The playoffs would open in Vegas, where subbing for an injured Michael Annett, Josh Berry would spoil the party with his 2nd win. Another spoiler would come the following week at Dega, where thanks to a late wreck and a setting sun, Brandon Brown would be the 5th to pick up his first win in 2021. Then the road course dinger would win what is now his 3rd of 4 straight wins at the Charlotte Roval, and Daniel Hemric's 5th, 4th, and 3rd place finishes were just enough for the 2nd round, where he'd be seated in 5th place. Still, he wanted to get back above the cut line as fast as possible, and although he led 55 laps at Texas, he would once again be outdone by car 54, this time driven by John Hunter Nemechek. At this point, it was already known that Hemric wouldn't be driving the 18 next year, but he was still hungry for that first win, and his previous 4 finishes had looked like a countdown, leading to another pole at Kansas. But of course, despite battling at the front all day, an old rival would once again rear his head.
Oh my god. Is that 54 in his ass again?
They wreck coming up a turn 2.
Straight here. Lock it down, lock it down, lock it down, straight. Keep the wheel straight. All right, get it rolling here.
Close racing and a lot of damage to the left front of the 18.
This would give Hemric his first and only playoff finish outside the top 5, but luckily for him, he wasn't the only playoff driver in trouble. and in a virtual must-win situation, Noah Gragson would rise to the challenge.
Up the racetrack goes Noah Gragson. Here comes Cedric to the inside. It's a drag race, and Gragson's gonna win.
Hell yeah, dude.
With another third-place finish, Hemric, along with Gragson, Allmendinger, and Cindric, would contend for the title in Phoenix. He had been here before, and he knew what he had to do.
Take
Heading
everybody
into this
out.
race, the others' career win totals were 13, 10, and 5, while Daniel was still sitting at zip.
Oh,
With those kinds of stats, you'd be forgiven for writing off Hemric as a dud. And heading into the final race, his bad luck almost cost him his car, as his hauler broke down some 900 miles from the track mere
get this guy to the arborists because he's got a lot of bad juju on him.
hours before practice. Thankfully, the ARCA hauler would arrive just in time to let Hemric practice and qualify the car in 4th place. And just like that, it was time to race.
We're about to get underway with a championship race in the Xfinity Series.
People thought that the start of the weekend and his lack of equipment during practice would be a hindrance, but as the race got underway, he emerged as a top contender. But we've seen this before. Daniel Hemric, out front, showing him who's boss. And as is the formula, he would start to lose his footing towards the end of the race. As the clown car surged ahead, Hemric found himself in a familiar place, second, and barring a miracle in the last 20 laps, that's where he'd stay.
Look at all
it
the
seemed
sparks.
strangely fitting. At this point, he had already tied the record for most runner-ups without a win in the Xfinity Series, and tonight it looks like he's going to break it. But then,
Saying the right rear is loose. You see
Oh,
right now.
oh.
The spin is going to
Oh, the clown car is gone.
Around goes the 16,
No, that's him.
sideways. No contact with the inside wall, but the caution comes out.
for
That's
the
him.
first time all year, a little bit of luck swung his way. And
Wait.
just like the opportunity
Hold on. What number? I've lost the number. It's number 18, isn't it? Oh yeah, that's my fault. So the clown car was the one that just spun out, right? Got
Joe
it.
Gibbs, he wasn't going to mess this up.
No, that's
On
not even the
restart,
clown
however,
car. That's
he
a
would get a
different
small
person.
right rear rub from his rival. But thankfully, just before Gragson could make the pass, another miracle.
Caution,
Back out.
We got a spin here off of turn 4.
It's Jeb Burton.
On the next restart, Gragson would remove himself from the equation, and now it was on. Mono-y-mono. But as Hemric went to make his move,
And a caution. Contact.
Another
2 cars
caution
in the
again.
wall in turn
Damn.
3. Yeah, that's a big wreck.
the racing gods can be just as malevolent as they are benevolent, and now the picture was clear. 2 laps. The opportunity of a lifetime and culmination of an entire career would
Is
come
it
down
about
to
to
just
happen?
2 laps. A career of 103 top 10s, 60 top 5s, 24 bronzes, 12 silvers, and even more races where he coulda, shoulda, woulda. Arguably the most successful career without a W, but still, after 207 races, no gold.
Damn.
And with the finish line now in his sights, Hemric finally
Second place
realized
as
that
well.
he couldn't just earn his place at the top. He'd have to take it. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Take him out, bro.
Green flag.
That's all I can think of.
Even launch. Side by side.
Wow. The way they cut
22
that corner
and
is
way down
crazy.
the racetrack trying to side drive the 18.
Right here's where Hemric needs to find a way to get into the gas a little sooner. The 22 takes that momentum.
Side drafting down the backstretch.
Oh, he's getting it.
Oh,
It
he's
was.
going to get loose.
Is he pushing it?
18 gets a little loose,
Oh.
slides up the track.
How
No
anything can
contact.
happen right now?
But it did move the 22 up the racetrack. He wasn't able
Final
to
lap
finish the
coming
corner,
soon.
so
One more
Daniel-
time around.
Daniel's still right there. What will he do?
The 2 fighting for the win and the championship.
Oh, did he get in there?
Thrill 1 and 2.
Not yet.
They stay side by side.
Oh, wow.
Now the 18 ducks in behind.
Half a lap
One
left.
more chance.
What can he
22
do?
in front. The 18
All or nothing, bro.
closing the gap.
Last chance. Send it.
4. They're side
Bump
by
it.
side.
Send it.
Hemric's
Bump
gonna
it.
win it in the line.
Oh. Oh, wow.
To this day, this is the only win he's got. But in my opinion, it's the only one he needs. It was enough to
Championship
disprove
win.
years of doubt, validate a lifetime of hard work, and in his words, make all of the heartbreak worth it. We all want to win. Whatever we're doing, wherever we're going, we all just want to be the best. But the journey to success isn't about the destination, but how you get there, through commitment, sacrifice, and resurgence.
Wow.
And as a wise man once said, even if you have just one shot, one opportunity
Yep.
to seize everything you ever wanted,
Mum spaghetti and
capture
all
it.
that.
and don't let it slip.
From the top of the car.
Oh, that's what. Okay, I get it. Now I know about the backflip now. Cool. Nah, bruv. That's exactly what I said. Imagine not winning a single race, but then you win the championship. That is crazy. That's like the opposite of what the reward system that I've been talking about when it comes to this championship stuff, or the what they call it. Yeah, the champion race. That you could win all the races ever, and then you get into the playoff and then you lose it in the last race and you don't win. But here's this opposite case where this guy's never won a race and still managed to win the championship. Crazy. Nah, this is sick. This is a great story. I'm happy for him that he finally won one that made all the difference. Brilliant. Thank you very much again for the recommendation, guys. Thank you. And also, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, man. Let's get it to 1,000 subs ASAP. Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Goodbye. Peace.